3 in 5 young adults today, ages 18 to 25, say that their life lacks meaning and purpose. That was one of the many findings of a 2022 Harvard study. But we already know this, guys. This is a common trend among our generation, among teens and young adults today. We, as the next generation in line, are quickly becoming a decadent society, feeling hopeless, depressed, lonely, suicidal, afraid of what is to come, not embracing challenge or adversity in our lives. The question is, why? Why are we as young people feeling this way? Why do we lack meaning, purpose, fulfillment in our lives? What can we do to turn this tide, to be countercultural, and to bring our generation back into hope, meaning, and purpose? That's the subject of today's video. Let's go. We as teens and young adults have grown up and live in a largely hedonistic, postmodern, morally relativistic society. We have been told to do whatever feels good, that there is no God, that truth is relative, and that the highest meaning in life is to do whatever makes you happy. Again, what makes you feel good? The hedonistic approach. This is not a new concept. It's been around for the entire existence of humanity. However, we as young people have been really sold by our culture on believing that this is the path to a happy, fulfilling, meaningful life. And we have been lied to. I would like to read you a quote in the book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Now, he was a Holocaust survivor during World War II, and he recounts a lot of interesting stories and describes, as the book title suggests, meaning. What keeps a man going? What keeps someone pressing on in the face of immense adversity, death, destruction, chaos? Where does meaning spawn from? On page 159, Frankl says, to achieve personal meaning, one must transcend subjective pleasures by doing something that points and is directed to something or someone other than oneself, by giving himself a cause to serve or another person to love. Now, what is Frankl saying here? In short, meaning spawns from doing something greater than yourself. Only by focusing on and directing your life efforts to something greater than yourself, to God, to family, to servitude, that will bring meaning into your life. And we have lost that in our culture today because, again, our culture is so focused on me. What makes me happy? What makes me feel good? And by focusing on that, we think we are going to make ourselves happier. And instead, we are one of the most miserable generations ever to exist. On a practical level, however, how do we achieve personal meaning? How do we transcend these subjective pleasures and do something greater than ourselves? Several ways. Go to church. Young man, young woman, go to church, find community, come to know God, seek truth. If you go to church with questions, that's good. We need to question things. And when we question things, we need to seek answers to those questions. And truth can be found by going to church, studying God's word in the Bible. Think long term about your health. Discipline yourself today so that tomorrow you not only feel better, you look better, but you can be there for your loved ones in a healthy, fit body. That is worthwhile. That is meaningful. That is purpose-filled. Seek deep, intimate friendships and trustworthy mentorships. As young people, we need guidance, we need wise counsel, and we need community. Find other countercultural young people that share these values. Form a relationship with them. Have hard, meaningful conversations. Be patient. Be loving. Be truthful. Seek mentorships as well. You need a source of wise counsel in your life. Find a Christian, a pastor, a youth pastor, Sunday school teacher, a wise, older gentleman if you're a guy, an older lady if you're a girl. Find a source of wise counsel and lean on them regularly. Meet with them once a month. Go have coffee with them. It is worthwhile to have wisdom in your life and seek wise counsel. Pursue truth. Educate yourself. Read a lot of books. Now, when I say education, I do not necessarily mean a college degree. You can get just as good or a better education by reading books on your own time than pursuing a 4+ year degree for something you may or may not ever use. Ask questions and seek objective truth because there is such thing as objective truth. It is a lie when our culture tells us you have your truth and I have my truth. That is a lie. There is objective right and wrong. There is objective truth. The earth revolves around the sun. There are only two genders, and the Carolina Panthers never have a winning record. Okay, maybe that last one's not true. We'll see. Preserve yours and others' sexuality and date for marriage. Guys, pursuing sexual hedonism does not lead to a better life for you and others. It ultimately leads you to hurt, to neurochemical bonding with somebody who you will not spend the rest of your life with, and you will still have hurt and trauma from those experiences. Using sex as a casual activity hurts you emotionally, psychologically, and physically, as well as others. It is unloving and hurtful to pursue your sexuality with somebody else without first committing to them for life, because sex is a bonding act. And when you have sex with someone, you are bonding with them neurologically, and there are serious consequences for breaking with those bonds via casual sex or sex without commitment. Save your virginity for marriage. Save your sexuality for marriage, because you and I are worth saving the most intimate parts of our being for one person who we will choose to commit to for the rest of our lives. That is beautiful. That is worthwhile. That is loving. Furthermore, stop watching pornography. Guys, watching pornography will destroy your life. It will give you no meaning and purpose. You are trading a minute amount of satisfaction, temporary convenience, subjective pleasure, as Frankl talks about. You are trading instant gratification for long-term bondage, enslavement to lust. You cannot become the man God designed you to be when you are a slave to something as vile and corruptive to your mind as pornography. Lastly, work hard. Work your butt off, guys. Life is not meant to be a cakewalk. You need adversity in order to grow. If you have no adversity in your life, you are not challenging yourself enough. You need to be doing things that scare you. It is not easy for me to make YouTube videos. I am learning this. I'm working hard to figure this out. And I am challenging myself to it because I want to become the best speaker in front of a camera that I can, so I can serve young people better, what God has called me to do. All of the things I've mentioned will make your life more challenging, will bring adversity into your life. And it is the exact things that we as a generation need in order to turn the cultural tide and bring meaning and purpose back into our lives. We are taking care of ourselves. We are pursuing difficult, challenging things. We are subduing the earth. We are working hard. We are saving our sexuality. We are doing all of these things for God, for our future spouses, our future families. We are doing it to leave a worthwhile legacy behind, and we are doing this out of love and pursuing truth. That is worthwhile. In closing, how do we live lives of meaning, fulfillment, and purpose? Simple. Reject the culture's lies and be countercultural. See you on the next video.